So Jen, we're talking about empowerment, but I've also heard this term enabling as being in contrast with empowerment. What is enabling?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a tough thing to define, and I'm going to do my best on from personal experience, because I am I like to call a recovering people pleaser.
I'll take that one too.
And which goes with that, this concept of enabling others. And so what I've come to understand in this journey of my own life is that enabling is something that happens when I don't realize I'm making it about me subconsciously. I have no idea. Like, I don't even realize that this is happening. Yeah. On the outside, it looks like I'm trying to be a really good friend, or I'm trying to be a really good family member, or I'm trying to be a really good partner. Like, all the things. I'm trying to be perfect on the outside, or I'm trying to show the world who I think I want to be.
Yeah.
And it's sneaky because I don't even realize that is happening. So that's the thing that's tough about what enabling is. Ultimately, what it is in my definition would be, or what I've observed is, when I stop a person's process. When I get in the way of them processing through whatever it is that they are needing to process through in that particular present moment. So that can look like if somebody comes to me and they're really upset about something, and let's say that they start breaking down and they start crying. In the past, I might have tried to swoop in and try to be like, it's okay, it's okay, you don't have to worry, because not realizing it was that them crying made me uncomfortable. Like, crying is like this bad thing all of a sudden. But then, as life has gone on, and this has shifted for me, because now I'm all about, like, if somebody starts crying, like, yes! Make it happen! Embrace it! And, like, I became way more comfortable with it. As I became comfortable with other people's emotion, and I just let them do what they need to do, I trust them to make their way through it, magical things happen because all of a sudden they're able to just be real with them, which allows them to get back to their true selves. Ultimately, I feel like this empowerment thing is about getting back to somebody's true self, and the only way to do that is to allow them to do it. So enabling for me is when I stop somebody's process, or I'm saying that a behavior is okay, for example,
or not okay.
Yeah,
I love that you touched on that. I'm uncomfortable with your discomfort, so to make everything good, I'm going to try to rescue you from your discomfort.
Yes.
Let's try to make you not uncomfortable so that I can be comfortable.
Yeah.
So on point.
It's just a real thing. But like we said, it's hard because you don't realize that that's what's happening in the moment. Right? So I want to put out there, what has been amazing for me is when I've had people show up in my life. Deanna showed up, and they were just like, yeah, feel what you gotta feel in the moment. Like, it's cool. They didn't swoop in, and when all of a sudden you feel what that feels like, you're like, oh, there's no turning back. This is awesome. Like, I want more of this in my life. I want to shift my relationships to shift into empowering each other to be real with ourselves, with myself, with ourselves.
Because if I feel my uncomfortable feelings, then I gradually get to my comfortable feelings. It's just a process.
Yeah.
And like you said, enabling is kind of stopping that process, intervening in that process for that person, and instead of allowing them and trusting them that they're in their process, they're doing their thing, and they're gradually going to get to a different perspective, a more supportive perspective.
Exactly. And I think part of that comes from the fact that for so long, I feel so many of us were taught that it's not okay.
Not okay to have any uncomfortable feelings.
To be uncomfortable, you know, and realistically, it's life, right? Like, it just is. Like, there are really awesome comfortable moments, and there are really awesome uncomfortable moments. But it's our judgment that makes the difference of it. So as we release that judgment of like just kind of play with it, you know, you're not gonna get it straight out the gate.
Absolutely.
You know, you just kind of play
light about it
of like, all right, like this is really uncomfortable right now. It's really uncomfortable right now. Yeah. Let's just hang out and see how it goes, you know, and then
give it space.
Give it a little bit of space.
Yes.
The more that we do that, the easier it becomes. And funny enough, I find the more comfortable I've become being uncomfortable. Ironic, right? Mm-hmm. But that is really ultimately what's happened, which has helped me stop the enabling behaviors, because I'm like, oh, it's uncomfortable. Oh, okay, it's okay. We can just be. How would you define and or describe what enabling is?
For me, enabling is, it has several aspects. First, I have the judgment about your experience, and that you shouldn't have that experience, and that experience needs to be altered, intervened with, or changed. Then I don't believe that you can do it for yourself. So I believe that I have the power to change your situation, like we're talking, take you out of your discomfort. And then, because I really need you to need me, I'm gonna go ahead and try to meet your emotional needs, try to soothe you or give you comfort when you need it, or in some way rescue you from whatever I am thinking that is really uncomfortable for you. And the biggest issue with that is that if I do it to you, and I do it to my kids, and I do it to my spouse, and I do it to my boss, and I do it to my coworkers, I end up being a rescuer. In order for me to rescue you, I have to abandon myself. So, you know, if I have an alcoholic husband and he's, you know, out and I don't know where he is, I have to abandon what I'm doing for myself. I have to abandon my children, go find him, bring him home, because I don't believe that he can take care of himself. I don't, you know, and so to me, enabling has so many different little aspects like that, where in a way I'm the superhero, and if I don't rescue other people, they won't be rescued, or they won't rescue themselves.
Right. Yeah, I love this point that you're bringing up, and it's bringing up, I think, a really important aspect of how we take on the responsibility of others.
Of others' well-being.
Of others' well-being. And that's something that so many of us are raised to do. We believe that that's how it has to be, that, you know. But the thing that is ironic about that is that it actually has the opposite effect, where it disempowers us.
Right.
It disempowers us, and then it disempowers the other at the same time. So there's this, it's this understanding of how power is working. Right. There's this flow that's going, but all of us end up exhausted at the end of it, versus feeling fulfilled and empowered and energized and excited in life. Right. And so many of us just don't realize that that's what's happening in the moment.
Exactly.
So that's why I feel like these conversations are so important.
Just an invitation to look a little bit deeper than the surface. If I rescue you from your discomfort, I rob you of the opportunity of working through your own discomfort. And we're coming full circle to what you said earlier about I'm intervening with your process of growing, your process of learning to take care of yourself, your process of experiencing your life. Because 1, I don't believe that you can do it on your own. 2, I need you to need me. And 3, I forgot what I was going to say.